So I'm so excited to be here today to talk about some of my experience with Wings for Growth. As I mentioned in the beginning, I'm Montina Hardesty. I'm a current mentee in the Wings cohort that's going on now. And I guess the reason why I'm so excited to talk about the program today is because I'm so proud of the progress I've made and the work that I've done in the past almost 10 months now. One of those examples is right now. So presentation is one of my goals, skills in the program. And if in the beginnings you would have told me that, hey, we're going to ask you to talk about your experience on a webinar, an informational session, I probably would have said, really, me? So this is a great experience of getting to actually not only have your goals and track your goals, but to do the practice. So I want to highlight two things, the structure, the IDP, and the practice, and then the project. So the IDP has been huge for me. The structure with that has been super helpful because within my career, I had a lot of good intentions of things I wanted to work on, but then it's been how many years, and some of those things kind of get pushed to the side, or you don't put yourself on the priority list. So this is really time to focus on yourself and make sure you're making the time for yourself for development. I was talking to one of my fellow mentees in preparation for the session, and we were saying that in all these years, I have, it'll be 9 years of HR experience. And with all these years, I never really stopped to take the time to say, what are my strengths? What do I want to do? Those type of conversations that I'm having with leadership and my mentor and so on. You think, taking the time to do something like that it seems like you should be doing that, all along, but sometimes you're going so fast. And especially if you're wanting to move up in your career, or if you're ambitious, you kind of take all these steps, but you don't really focus on yourself and your development. So that's why the development plan has been really helpful for me. Second is the practice. So I had in the past taken some courses or done some reading and so on, classroom type settings, but really for me, the practice is what has helped. This is like nothing else I've ever done before, given the level of the high touch that Varsha mentioned through the program. So the workshops, for example, so it's not only that you're listening to classroom lecture instruction type, but you're actually doing the practice. So we had a session recently on the presentation skills that Varsha had mentioned. So we actually did a presentation. So we learned some skills, but then we actually got to do the practice there. So that's been helpful for me because there's so many times, especially with presentation, that I would learn some skills about it, but I was either too nervous or didn't have the confidence in myself to actually do the practice that needed to be done. And now after these months, even something like this, like I was saying, is not something that I normally would have been comfortable doing. So proud of that. And then finally, the projects is something that I've particularly really enjoyed. So this is the Girl Scouts project that we're working on now. So another way that we're practicing is taking the skills from a lot of our workshops, but coming in a leadership role. So we had a workshop on delegation, for example. So in the Girl Scout project, we went through a discovery phase with the leadership, the proteges that we're working with in the project. And then I said, oh, this is something we just talked about in the delegation workshop. So I was able to take what we learned and apply that to those conversations, and able to give guidance too, and give guidance to the team on here's some activities that we could do, see their progress and have those discussions with them and assess. So that's been something I really like. And I never thought about this, but through this project, I thought, maybe consulting is something that I might be interested in, a different experience like that. And then it's also been rewarding because we've gotten feedback from the Girl Scouts that we're working with that they also like working with us. So it's kind of rewarding in that way as well. So I know we have a packed agenda, but I'll just leave with a really, really quick story. So I recently did a fitness class where we had to hold a plank. Yikes, no one likes that. But the instructor was saying that, everyone wants to get strong until it's time to do the work. And it kind of reminded me of some conversations I'd had with coworkers or friends where they say, I want to be a leader, or I want a promotion, or whatever the case is. But then when it comes down to doing the work, it's, I don't have time. I have this going on. There's a project at work. So I think it reminded me of Wings because you get the results and you get the experience because you're doing the work. So if you're ready to make time for yourself, do the work to get the practice and experience, and this is definitely the program for you.